Hello, and welcome to Shakespeare Project LA. Our players today are Jason Rennie, Taylor Marr, Ben Birmingham, Megan Wells, Ron Dorn, Dave Demke, Mark Tracy, Emily Redmond Hall, Julie Grossman, Nancy Pasquale, Spencer Frederick, Elizabeth Juvenal, John Eddings, Hadley Yulka, and I'm Mary Carrig. And our play today is The Taming of the Shrew. Of several definitions of induction, two are the process or action of bringing about or giving rise to something. Also, the action of inducting or inducing someone into a position of an organization. Often omitted in productions, the induction sets up a grand prank led by the Lord in collaboration with the servants. We're all in this together. And for the prank to work, everyone has to be on the same page. And thus goes the play. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy with us William Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew.
The Induction, Scene 1. Before an alehouse in the countryside with a manor house nearby. Enter Christopher Sly, a drunkard, and a hostess.
I'll feed you in faith.
A pair of stocks, you rogue!
You're a baggage. The Slys are no rogues. Look in the Chronicles. We came in with Richard Conqueror. Therefore, pocus palabris. Let the world slide, Cessa.
You will not pay for the glasses you've burst.
No, not a denier. Go by, Saint Geronimy. Go to thy cold bed and warm thee.
I know my remedy. I must go fetch the head borough.
Your third or fourth or fifth borough, I'll answer him by law. I'll not budge an inch, boy. Let him come, and kindly.
Huntsman, I charge thee tender my hounds well. Breathe, Merriman, the poor cur is embossed, and couple Clowder with the deep-mouthed brack. Sawest thou not, boy, how Silver made it good at the Coyage corner in the coldest fault? I would not lose the dog for 20 pounds.
Why, Bellman is as good as he, my lord. He cried upon it at the merest loss, and twice today picked out the dullest cent. Trust me, I take him for the better dog.
Thou art a fool. If Echo were his fleet, I would esteem him worth a dozen such. But sup them well, and look unto them all. Tomorrow I intend to hunt again.
I will, my lord.
What's there? One dead or drunk? See, doth he breathe?
He breathes, my lord. Were he not warmed with ale, this were a bed but cold to sleep so soundly.
Oh, monstrous beast! How like a swine he lies. Grim death, how foul and loathsome is thine image. Sirs, I will practice on this drunken man. What think you? If he were conveyed to a bed, wrapped in sweet clothes, rings put upon his fingers, a most delicious banquet by his bed, and brave attendants near him when he wakes, would not the beggar then forget himself?
Believe me, lord, I think he cannot choose.
It would seem strange unto him when he waked.
Even as a flattering dream or worthless fancy. Then take him up and manage well the jest. Carry him gently to my fairest chamber, and hang it round with all my wanton pictures. Balm his foul head in warm distilled waters, and bring sweet wood to make the lodging sweet. Procure me music, ready when he wakes, to make a dulcet and a heavenly sound. And if he chance to speak, be ready straight, and with a low, submissive reverence say, what is it your honor will command? Let one attend him with a silver basin full of rose water and bestrewed with flowers, another bear the ewer, the third a diaper, and say, wilt please your lordship cool your hands? Someone be ready with a costly suit, and ask him what apparel he will wear. Another tell him his hounds and horse, and that his lady mourns at his disease, persuading that he hath been lunatic. And when he says he is, say that he dreams, for he is nothing but a mighty lord. This do, and do it kindly, gentle sirs. It will be pastime passing excellent, if it be husband with modesty.
My lord, I warrant you we will play our part, as he shall think by our true diligence he is no less than what we say he is.
Take him up gently and to bed with him, and each one to his office when he wakes. Sarah, go see what trumpet 'tis that sounds. Be like some noble gentleman that means traveling some journey to repose him here. How now? What is it?
Please, your honor, players that offer service to your lordship.
Bid them come near. Now, fellows, you are welcome.
We thank your honor.
Do you intend to stay with me tonight?
So please your lordship to accept our duty.
With all my heart. This fellow I remember, since once he played a farmer's elder's son. 'Twas where you wooed the gentlewoman so well. I have forgot your name, but sure that part was aptly fitted and naturally performed.
I think 'twas Soto that your honor means.
'Tis very true. That dist it excellent. Well, you are come to me in happy time, the rather for I have some sport in hand, wherein your cunning can assist me much. There is a lord will hear you play tonight, but I am doubtful of your modesties, lest over-eyeing of his odd behavior, for yet his honor never heard a play. You break into some merry passion and so offend him. For I tell you, sirs, if you should smile, he grows impatient.
Fear not, my lord, we can contain ourselves were he the veriest antic in the world.
Go, Sarah, take them to the buttery and give them friendly welcome, everyone. Let them want nothing that my house affords. Sarah, go you to Bartholomew, my page, and see him dressed in all suits like a lady. That done, conduct him to the drunkard's chamber and call him madam. Do you obeisance? Tell him from me, as he will win my love, he bear himself with honorable action, such as he hath observed in noble ladies unto their lords. By them accomplish it. Such duty to the drunkard let him do with soft, low tongue and lowly courtesy, and say, what is't your honor will command, wherein your lady and your humble wife may show her duty and make known her love. And then with kind embracements, tempting kisses, and with declining head into his bosom, bid him shed tears as being overjoyed to see her noble lord restored to health, who for this 7 years hath been esteemed him no better than a poor and loathsome beggar. And if the boy have not a woman's gift to rain a shower of commanded tears, an onion will do well for such a shrift, which in a napkin being close conveyed shall in despite enforce a watery eye. See this dispatched with all haste thou canst. Anon, I'll give thee more instructions. I know the boy will well usurp his grace. Voice, gait, and action of a gentlewoman. I long to hear him call the drunkard husband, and how my men will stay themselves from laughter when they do homage to this simple peasant. I'll end to counsel them. Haply my presence may well abate the over-merry spleen, which otherwise would grow into extremes.
The Induction, Scene 2, a bedchamber in the Lord's Manor House. Enter Christopher Sly, the drunkard, with attendants carrying apparel and other appurtenances, and the Lord also dressed as an attendant.
For God's sake, a pot of small ale?
Will it please your lord drink a cup of sack?
Will it please your lord to taste of these conserves?
What raiment will your honor wear today?
I am Christopher Sly. Call not me honor nor lordship. I never drank sack in my life. And if you give me conserves of beef. Never ask me what raiment I'll wear, for I have no more doublets than backs, no more stockings than legs, no more shoes than feet. Sometime more feet than shoes, nor such shoes as my toes look through the over leather.
Heaven cease this idle humor in your honor. Oh, that a mighty man of such descent, of such possessions, and so high esteem should be infused with so foul a spirit.
Oh, will you make me mad? Am not I Christopher Sly, old Sly son of Burton Heath, by birth a peddler, by education a card maker, by transmutation a bear herd, and now by present profession a tinker? Ask Marian Hackett, the fat alewife of Wincott, if she know me not. If she say I have not 14 pence on the score for sheer ale, score me up for the lioness knave in Christendom. What am I? I am not distraught. But here's the...
Oh, this it is that makes your lady mourn.
Oh, this is it that makes your servants droop.
Hence comes it that your kindred shuns your house, as beaten hence by your strange lunacy. O noble lord, bethink thee of thy birth. Call home thy ancient thoughts from banishment, and banish hence these abject, lowly dreams. Look how thy servants do attend on thee, each in his office, ready at thy beck. Wilt thou have music? Hark, Apollo plays, and 20 caged nightingales do sing. Or wilt thou sleep? We'll have thee to a couch softer and sweeter than the lustful bed, on purpose trimmed up for Semiramis. Say thou'lt will walk, we will bestrew the ground, or wilt thou ride? Thy horses shall be trapped, their harnesses studded with gold and pearl. Dost thou love hawking? Thou hast hawks will soar above the morning lark, or wilt thou hunt? Thy hounds shall make the welkin answer them, and fetch shrill echoes from the hollow earth.
Say thou wilt course. Thy greyhounds are as swift as breathed stags, aye, fleeter than the roe.
Dost thou love pictures? We will fetch thee straight Adonis, painted by a running brook, and Cytherea, all in sedges hid, which seemed to move and wanton with her breath, even as the waging sedges play with wind.
We'll show thee Io as she was a maid, and how she was beguiled and surprised, as lively painted as the deed was done.
Or Daphne roaming through a thorny wood, scratching her legs that one shall swear she bleeds, and at that sight shall say, Apollo weep, so workmanly the blood and tears are drawn.
Thou art a lord, and nothing but a lord. Thou hast a lady far more beautiful than any woman in this waning age.
Until the tears that she hath shed for thee, like envious floods, o'errun her lovely face, she was the fairest creature in the world, and yet she is inferior to none.
I a lord? And have I such a lady? Or do I dream? Or have I dreamed till now? No, I do not sleep. I see, I hear, I speak, I smell sweet savors, and I feel soft things upon my life. I am a lord indeed, and not a tinker, nor Christopher Sly. Well, bring our lady hither to our sight, and once again, a pot of small ale.
Will it please your mightiness to wash your hands? Oh, how we joy to see your wit restored. Oh, that once more you knew but what you are. These 15 years you have been in a dream, and when you waked, so waked as if you slept.
These 15 years? By my fay, a goodly nap. But did I never speak of all that time?
Oh, yes, my lord, but very idle words. For though you lay here in this goodly chamber, yet would you say you were beaten out of door, and rail upon the hostess of the house, and say you would present her at the leet, because she brought stone jugs and no sealed quarts. Sometimes you would call out for Cicely Hackett.
Oh, aye, the woman's maid of the house.
Why, sir, you know no house, nor no such maid, nor no such men as you have reckoned up as Stephen Sly and old John Naps of Greet and Peter Turf and Henry Pimpernel, and 20 more such names and men as these, which never wore nor no man ever saw.
No, now Lord be thanked for my good amends.
Amen.
I thank thee. Thou shalt not lose by it.
How fares my noble lord?
Mary, I fare well, for here is cheer enough. Where is my wife?
Here, noble lord. What is thy will with her?
Oh, are you my wife? And will not call me husband? My men should call me lord. I am your goodman.
My husband and my lord and husband, I am your wife with all obedience.
I know it well. What must I call her?
Madam.
Oh, Alice, madam, or Joan, madam?
Madam, and nothing else. So lords call ladies.
Madam wife, they say that I have dreamed and slept above some 15 years or more.
Aye, and the time seems 30 unto me, being all this time abandoned from your bed.
Tis much. Servants, leave me and her alone. Leave me alone. Madam, undress you and come now to bed.
Thrice, noble lord, let me entreat of you to pardon me yet for a night or two, or if not so, until the sun be set. For your physicians have expressly charged, in peril to incur your former malady, that I should yet absent me from your bed. I hope this reason stands for my excuse.
It stands so that I may hardly tarry so long. But I would be loath to fall into my dreams again. I will therefore tarry in despite of the flesh and the blood.
Your honors players, hearing your amendment, are come to play a pleasant comedy. So for your doctors hold it very meet, seeing too much sadness hath congealed your blood, and melancholy is the nurse of frenzy. Therefore they thought it good you hear a play, and frame your mind to mirth and merriment, which bars 1,000 harms and lengthens life.
Marry, I will. Let them play it. Is not a comedy a Christmas gambol or a tumbling trick?
No, my good lord, it is more pleasing stuff.
What, household stuff?
It is a kind of history.
Well, we'll see it. Come, madam wife, sit by my side and let the world slip. We shall ne'er be younger.
Act 1, Scene 1. Padua, a public square near the Minola estate. Enter Lucentio and his man, Tranio.
Tranio, since for the great desire I had to see fair Padua, nursery of arts, I am arrived for fruitful Lombardy, the pleasant garden of great Italy, and by my father's love and leave, am armed with his good will and thy good company. My trusty servant, well approved in all, here let us breathe and happily institute a course of learning and ingenious studies. Pisa, renowned for grave citizens, gave me my being and my father first, a merchant of great traffic through the world. Vincenzio, come from Bentivoglii, Vincenzio's son, brought up in Florence, it shall become to serve all hopes conceived, to deck his fortune with his virtuous deeds. And therefore, Tranio, for the time I study virtue, and that part of philosophy will I apply that treats of happiness, by virtue specially to be achieved. Tell me thy mind, for I have Pisa left, and am to Padua come, as he that leaves a shallow plash to plunge him in the deep, and with satiety seeks to quench his thirst.
Me perdonato, gentle master mine. I am in all affected as yourself, glad that you thus continue your resolve to suck the sweets of sweet philosophy. Only, good master, while we do admire this virtue and this moral discipline, let's be no Stoics nor no stocks, I pray, or so devote to Aristotle's checks as Ovid be an outcast quite abjured. Balk logic with acquaintance that you have, and practice rhetoric in your common talk. Music and poesy use to quicken you. The mathematics and the metaphysics, fall to them as you find your stomach serves you. No profit grows where there is no pleasure ta'en. In brief, sir, study what you most affect.
Gramercy, Tranio, well dost thou advise. If Biondello thou wert come ashore, we could at once put us in readiness and take a lodging fit to entertain such friends as time in Padua shall beget. But stay a while, what company is this?
Masters, some show to welcome us to town.
Gentlemen, importune me no farther, for how I firmly am resolved you know, that is, not to bestow my youngest daughter before I have a husband for the elder. If either of you both love Catherine, because I know you well and love you well, leave shall you have to court her at your pleasure.
To court her, rather. She's too rough for me. Thither, Hortensio, will you any wife?
I pray you, sir, is it your will to make a stale of me amongst these mates?
Mates maid. How mean you that? No mates for you unless you were of gentler, milder mold.
If faith, sir, you shall never need to fear. It was not halfway to her heart. But if it were, doubt not her care should be to comb your noddle with a three-legged stool and paint your face and use you like a fool.
From all such devils, good Lord, deliver us.
And me too, good Lord.
Hush, master, here's some good pastime toward. That wench is stark mad or wonderful froward.
But in the other's silence do I see maid's mild behavior and sobriety. Peace, Tranio.
Well said, master. Mum, engage your fill.
Gentlemen, that I may soon make good what I have said, Bianca, get you in. And let it not displease thee, good Bianca, for I will love thee ne'er the less, my girl.
A pretty Pete. It is best put a finger in the eye, and she knew why.
Sister, content you in my discontent. Sir, to your pleasure humbly I subscribe. My books and instruments shall be my company, on them to look and practice by myself.
Hark, Tranio, thou mayest hear Minerva speak.
Oh, Signor Baptista, will you be so strange? Sorry am I that our goodwill affects Bianca's grief.
Why will you mew her up, Signor Baptista, for this fiend of hell, and make her bear the penance of her tongue?
Gentlemen, content you. I am resolved. Go in, Bianca. And for I know she taketh most delight in music, instruments, and poetry, schoolmasters will I keep within my house fit to instruct her youth. If you, Hortensio, or Signor Gremio, you know any such, prefer them hither. For to cunning men I will be very kind and liberal to mine own children in good bringing up. And so, farewell. Catherine, you may stay, for I have more to commune with Bianca.
Why, and I trust I may go too? May I not? What, shall I be appointed hours as though, belike, I knew not what to take and what to leave? Ha!
You may go to the devil's dam. Your gifts are so good, his none will hold you. Their love is not so great, Hortensio, but we may blow our nails together and fast it fairly out. Our cake's dough on both sides. Farewell. Yet for the love I bear my sweet Bianca, if I can by any means light on a fit man to teach her wherein she delights, I will wish him to go farther.
So will I, Signor Gremio, but a word I pray. Though the nature of our quarrel yet never brooked parle, know now upon advice, it touches us both, that we may yet again have access to our fair mistress, and be happy rivals to Bianca's love, to labor and effect one thing specially.
What's that, I pray?
Marry, sir, to get a husband for her sister.
A husband? A devil.
I say a husband.
I say devil, thinkest thou, Hortensio? Though her father be very rich, any man is so very a fool to be married to hell.
Oh, gosh, Gremio, though it pass your patience and mine to endure her loud alarums. Why, man, there be good fellows in the world, and a man could light on them would take her with all faults, and money enough.
I cannot tell. But I had as lief to take her dowry with this condition, to be whipped at the high cross every morning.
Faith, as you say, there's small choice in rotten apples. But come, since this barren law makes us friends, it shall be so far full friendly maintained, till, by helping Baptista's eldest daughter to a husband, we set his youngest free for a husband, and then have to it afresh. Sweet Bianca, happy man be his dole. He that runs fastest gets the ring. What say you, Signor Gremio?
I'm agreed. And would I had given him the best horse in Padua to begin his wooing, that would thoroughly woo her, wed her, and bed her, and rid the house of her. Come on.
I pray, sir, tell me, is it possible that love should of a sudden take such hold?
Oh, Tranio, till I found it to be true, I never thought it possible or likely. But see, while idly I stood looking on, I found the effect of love in idleness, and now in plainness do confess to thee that art to me as secret and as dear as Anna to Queen of Carthage was. Tranio, I burn, I pine, I perish, Tranio, if I achieve not this. Modest young girl, counsel me, Tranio, for I know thou canst. Assist me, Tranio, for I know thou will.
Master, it is no time to chide you now. Affection is not rated from the heart. If love hath touched you, naught remains but so. Redime de captum quam queus minimo.
Gramercies, lad, go forward, this contents. The rest will comfort for thy counsel sound.
Master, you looked so longingly on the maid, perhaps you marked not what's the pith of all.
Oh, yes, I saw sweet beauty in her face, at such as the daughter of Agner had, and made great Jove to humble him to her hand, and with his knees he kissed the Cretan strand.
Saw you no more? Marked you not how her sister began to scold and raise up such a storm that mortal ears might hardly endure the din?
Tranio, I saw her coral lips move, and with her breath she did perfume the air. Sacred and sweet was all I saw in her.
Nay, then 'tis time to stir him from his trance. I pray, awake, sir. If you love the maid, bend thoughts and wits to achieve her. Thus it stands. Her elder sister is so cursed and shrewd that till her father rids his hands of her, master, your love must live a maid at home. And therefore hath he closely mewed her up, because she will not be annoyed with suitors.
Tranio, what a cruel father is he! But art thou not advised he took some care to get her cunning schoolmasters to instruct her?
I, marry, am I, sir? And now 'tis plotted.
I have it, Tranio.
Master, for my hand, both our inventions meet and jump in one.
Tell me thine first.
You will be the schoolmaster, and I undertake the teaching of the maid. That's your device.
It is. May it be done?
Not possible. For who shall bear your part and be in Padua here Vincenzio's son, keep house and ply his book, welcome his friends, visit his countrymen and banquet them?
Thus I content thee, for I have it full. We have not yet been seen in any house, nor can we be distinguished by our faces for man and master. It follows thus. Thou shalt be Master Tranio in my stead. Keep house and port and servants as I should. I will some other be, some Florentine, some Neapolitan, or meaner man of Pisa. It is hatched and shall be so. Tranio at once, uncase thee, take my colored hat and cloak. When Biandello comes, he waits on thee. But I will charm him first to keep his tongue.
So had you need. In brief, sir, sith it your pleasure is, and I am tied to be obedient, for so your father charged me at our parting. Be serviceable to my son, quoth he, although I think 'twas in another sense. I am content to be Lucentio, because so well I love Lucentio.
Tranio, be so, because Lucentio loves, and let me be a slave to achieve that maid, whose sudden sight hath thralled my wounded eye. Here comes the rogue, Sirrah, where have you been?
Where have I been? Nay, how now, where are you? Master, has my fellow Tranio stolen your clothes, or you stolen his, or both? Pray, what's the news?
Sirrah, come hither. 'Tis no time to jest, and therefore frame your manners to the time. Your fellow Tranio here to save my life puts on my apparel and my countenance on. And I, for my escape, have put on his, for in a quarrel since I came ashore, I killed a man, and fear I was descried. Wait you on him, I charge you, as becomes, while I make way from hence to save my life. Do you understand me?
Aye, sir. Ne'er a whit.
And not a jot of Tranio in your mouth. Tranio is changed into Lucentio.
The better for him. Would I were so too.
So could I, Faith boy, to have your next wish after, that Lucentio indeed had Baptista's youngest daughter. For, sirrah, not for my sake, but for your master's, I advise you use your manners discreetly in all kinds of companies. When I am alone, why then I am Tranio, but in all places else, your master Lucentio.
Tranio, let's go. One thing more rests, that thyself execute, to make one among these wooers. If thou ask me why, suffice my reasons are both good and weighty.
My lord, you nod. You do not mind the play.
Oh, yes, I say, and do I? A good matter, surely. Comes there any more of it?
My lord, 'tis but begun.
Hey, 'tis a very excellent piece of work, madam lady. would 'twere done.
Act 1, Scene 2, before Hortensio's house in Padua. Enter Petruchio and his man, Grumio.
Verona, for a while I take my leave to see my friends in Padua, but of all, my best beloved and approved friend, Hortensio. And I trow this is his house. Here, Sir Grumio, knock, I say.
Knock, sir. Whom should I knock? Is there any man has rebushed your worship?
Villain, I say, knock me here soundly.
Knock you here, sir? Why, sir, what am I, sir, that I should knock you here?
Villain, I say, knock me at this gate and rap me well, or I'll knock your knave's pate.
My master has grown quarrelsome. I should knock you first, and then I know after who comes by the worst.
Will it not be? Faith, Sarah, and you'll not knock, I'll ring it. I'll try how you can so fine. Sing it!
Help, mistress, help! My master is mad!
Now knock when I bid you, Sarah villain.
How now? What's the matter? My old friend Groomy. How now? What's the matter? My old friend Grumio. My good friend Petruchio. How do you all at Verona?
Signor Hortensio, come you to part the fray? Con tut il cuore ben trovato, may I say.
Alla nostra casa benvenuto, molto onorato, signor mio Petruchio. Rise, Grumio, rise. We will compound this quarrel.
Nay, 'tis no matter, sir, but he ledges in Latin. If this be not a lawful cause for me to leave his service, look you, sir, he bid me knock him and rap him soundly, sir. Well, was it fit for a servant to use his master so? Being perhaps, for aught I see, 32 a pip out? Whom? Would to God I had well knocked at first, that had not Grumio come by the worst.
A senseless villain, good Hortensio. I bade the rascal knock upon your gate, and could not get him from my heart to do it.
Knock at the gate? Oh, heavens, speak you not these words plain? Sirrah, knock me here, rap me here, knock me well and knock me soundly. Come you now with knocking at the gate?
Sirrah, begone, or talk not, I advise.
Petruchio, patience. I am Grumio's pledge. Why, this is a heavy chance twixt him and you, your ancient, trusty, pleasant servant Grumio. And tell me now, sweet friend, what happy gale blows you to Padua here from old Verona?
Such wind as scatters young men through the world to seek their fortunes farther than at home, where small experience grows. But in a few, Signor Hortensio, thus it stands with me. Antonio, my father, is deceased, and I have thrust myself into this maze happily to wive and thrive as best I may. Crowns in my purse I have, and goods at home, and so I'm come abroad to see the world.
Petruchio, shall I then come roundly to thee and wish thee to a shrewd, ill-favoured wife? Thou'dst thank me for a little from my counsel, and yet I'll promise thee she shall be rich, and very rich. But thou art too much my friend, and I'll not wish thee to her.
Signor Hortensio, twixt such friends as we, few words suffice. And therefore, if thou know one rich enough to be Petruchio's wife, as wealth is burden of my wooing dance, be she as foul as was Florentius' love, as old as Sibyl, and as cursed and shrewd as Socrates, Xanthippe, or a worse, she moves me not, or not removes at least affection's edge in me, were she as rough as are the swelling Adriatic seas. I come to wive it wealthily in Padua, if wealthily, then happily in Padua.
Nay, look you, sir, he tells you flatly what his mind is. Why, give him gold enough and marry him to a puppet or an aglet baby or an old trot with ne'er a tooth in her head. Will she have as many diseases as 52 horses? Why, nothing comes amiss, so money comes with all.
Petruchio, since we are stepped thus far in, I will continue that I broached in jest. I can, Petruchio, help thee to a wife with wealth enough and young and beauteous brought up as best becomes a gentlewoman. Her only fault, and that is fault enough, is that she is intolerable cursed and shrewd and froward, so beyond all measure that, were my state far worse than it is, I would not wed her for a mine of gold.
Hortensio, peace. Thou knowst not gold's effect. Tell me her father's name, and 'tis enough. For I will board her, though she chide as loud as thunder when the clouds in autumn crack.
Her father is Baptista Manola, an affable and courteous gentleman. Her name is Caterina Manola, renowned in Padua for her scolding tongue.
I know her father, though I know not her, and he knew my deceased father well. I will not sleep, Hortensio, till I see her, and therefore let me be thus bold with you to give you over at this first encounter, unless you will accompany me thither.
I pray you, sir, let him go while the humor lasts. My word, and she knew him as well as I do. She would think scolding would do little good upon him. She may perhaps call him half a score knaves or so. Why, that's nothing. He begin one, he'll rail in his rope tricks. I'll tell you what, sir, and she stand him but a little, he will throw a figure in her face and so disfigure her with it that she shall have no more eyes to see withal than a cat. You know him not, sir?
Harry Petruchio, I must go with thee, for in Baptista's keep my treasure is. He hath the jewel of my life in hold, his youngest daughter, beautiful Bianca, and her withholds from me, and other more, suitors to her and rivals in my love, supposing it a thing impossible, for those defects I have before rehearsed, that ever Caterina will be wooed. Therefore this order hath Baptista ta'en, that none shall have access unto Bianca, till Caterina the Cursed have got her husband.
Catherine the Cursed, a title for a maid, of all titles the worst.
Now shall my friend Petruchio do me grace, and offer me disguised in sober robes to old Baptista as a schoolmaster, well seen in music, to instruct Bianca, that so I may, by this device at least, have leave and leisure to make love to her, an unsuspected courter by herself.
Here's no knavery. See, to beguile the old folks while the young folks laid their heads together. Master, look about you. Who's here there, huh?
Peace, Grumio, it is the rival of my love. Petruchio, stand by a while.
A proper stripling and an amorous.
Oh, very well. I pursued the note. Hark you, sir, I'll have them very fairly bound, all books of love. See that at any hand, and see you read no other lectures to her. You understand me? Over and beside Signor Baptiza's liberality, I'll mend it with a largeness. Take your paper too, and let me have them very well perfumed, for she is sweeter than perfume itself to whom they go to. And will you read to her?
Whate'er I read to her, I'll plead for you as my patron. Stand you so assured, as firmly as yourself for still in place. Yea, and perhaps with more successful words than you, unless you were a scholar, sir.
Oh, this learning, what a thing it is.
Oh, this woodcock, what an ass it is.
Peace, Sirrah.
Gremio, Mom. God save you, Signor Gremio.
And you are well met, Signor Hortensio. Trow you whither I am going? To Baptista Minola. I promise to inquire carefully about a schoolmaster for the fair Bianca, and by good fortune, I have lighted well on this young man for learning and behavior fit for her turn. Well read in poetry and other books, good ones, I warrant you.
'Tis well. And I have met a gentleman hath promised me to help me to another, a fine musician, to instruct our mistress. So surely no wish be behind in duty to fair Bianca, so beloved of me.
Beloved of me, that my deed shall prove.
And that his bags will prove.
Gremio, 'tis now no time to vent our love. Listen to me. And if you speak me fair, I'll tell you news indifferent good for either. Here is a gentleman whom, by chance, I met, upon agreement from us to his liking, will undertake to woo cursed Catherine. Yea, and to marry her, if her dowry please.
So said, so done as well. Hortensio, have you told him all her faults?
I know she is an irksome, brawling scold. If that be all, masters, I hear no harm.
No? Sayest me so, friend, what countryman?
Born in Verona, old Antonio's son. My father dead, my fortune lives for me, and I do hope good days and long to see.
Oh, sir, such a life with such a wife was strange. But if you have a stomach, do it in the God's name. You shall have me assisting you in all. But will you woo this wildcat?
Will I live?
Will he woo her? Aye, or I'll hang her.
Why came I hither but to that intent? Think you a little din can daunt mine ears? Have I not in my time heard lions roar? Have I not heard the sea, puffed up with winds, raged like an angry boar chafed with sweat? Have I not heard great ordnance in the field, and heaven's artillery thunder in the skies? Have I not in a pitched battle heard loud larums, neighing steeds, and trumpets clang? And do you tell me of a woman's tongue that gives not half so great a blow to hear as will a chestnut in a farmer's fire? Tush, tush. Fear boys with bugs.
For he fears none.
Hortensio, hark, this gentleman is happily arrived. My mind presumes for his own good and yours.
I promised we would be contributors and bear his charge of wooing whatsoever.
And so we will, provided that he win her.
I would I were as sure of a good dinner.
Gentlemen, God save you. If I may be bold, tell me, I beseech you, which is the readiest way to the house of Signor Baptista Minola?
He that has the two fair daughters. Is he, you mean?
Even he, Biandello.
Hark you, sir, you mean not her to...
Perhaps him and her, sir. What have you to do?
Not her that chides, sir, at any hand, I pray.
I love no chider, sir. Biendello, let's away.
Well begun, Tranio.
Sir, a word ere you go. Are you a suitor to the maid you talk of, yea or no?
And if I be, sir, is it any offense?
No, if without more words you will get you hence.
Why, sir, I pray you, are the streets not free for me as for you?
But so is not she.
For what reason, I beseech you?
For this reason, if you'll know that she's the choice love of Signor Gremio.
That she is the chosen for Signor Hortensio.
Softly, my masters. If you be gentlemen, do me this right. Hear me with patience. Baptista is a noble gentleman to whom my father is not all unknown, and were his daughter fairer than she is, she may more suitors have, and me for one. Fair Lida's daughter had 1,000 wooers, then well one more may fair Bianca have, and so she shall. Lucentio shall make one, though Paris came in hope to speed alone.
What, this gentleman will out-talk us all.
Sir, give him head. I know he'll prove a jade.
Hortensio, to what end are all these words?
Sir, let me be so bold as to ask you, did you ever yet see Baptista's daughter?
No, sir, but here I do that he hath two. The one as famous for a scolding tongue as is the other for beauteous modesty.
Sir, the first for me. Let her go by.
Yea, leave that labour to great Hercules, and let it be more than Aclides 12.
Sir, understand you this of me, in sooth. The youngest daughter whom you hearken for, her father keeps from all access of suitors, and will not promise her to any man until the elder sister first be wed. The younger then is free, and not before.
If it be so, sir, that you are the man, must steed us all, and me amongst the rest. And if you break the ice and do this feat, achieve the elder, set the younger free for our access, whose hap shall be to have her, will not so graceless be to be ingrate.
Sir, you say well, and well you do conceive. And since you do profess to be a suitor, you must, as we do, gratify this gentleman, to whom we all rest generally beholding.
Sir, I shall not slack. In sign whereof, please you, we may contrive this afternoon and quaff our carouses to our mistress's health, and do as adversaries do in law, strive mightily, but eat and drink as friends.
Oh, excellent motion. Fellows, let's be gone.
The motion's good indeed, and be it so. Petruchio, I shall be your benvenuto.
Act 2, Scene 1, Padua, a hall in Baptista's house. Enter Catherine and Bianca with her hands tied.
Good sister, wrong me not, nor wrong yourself, to make a bondmaid and a slave of me. That I disdain. But for these other goods, unbind my hands, I'll pull them off myself. Yea, all my raiment to my petticoat, or what you will command me will I do. So well I know my duty to my elders.
Of all thy suitors here, I charge thee, tell me whom thou lovest best. See thou dissemble not.
Believe me, sister, of all the men alive, I never yet beheld that special face, which I could fancy more than any other.
Minion, thou liest. Is not Hortensio?
If you affect him, sister, here, I swear, I'll plead for you myself, but you shall have him.
Oh, then belike you fancy riches more. You will have Gremio to keep you fair.
Is it for him you do envy me so? Ugh. Nay, then you jest, and now I well perceive you have jested me with all this while. I prithee, sister Kate, untie my hands!
If that happy chest, and all the rest was so.
Why, how now, dame? Whence grows this insolence? Bianca, stand aside. Oh, poor girl, she weeps. Go, ply thy needle, meddle not with her. For shame, thou hilding of a devilish spirit, why dost thou wrong her that did ne'er wrong thee? When did she cross thee with a bitter word?
Her silence flouts me, and I'll be revenged.
Why, in my sight? Bianca, get thee in.
What? Will you not suffer me? Nay, now I see she is your treasure. She must have a husband. I must dance barefoot on her wedding day, and for your love for her, lead apes in hell. Talk not to me. I will go sit and weep till I can find occasion of revenge.
Ever gentleman thus grieved as I. Who comes here?
Good morrow, neighbor Baptista.
Good morrow, neighbor Gremio. God save you, gentlemen.
And you, good sir. Pray, have you not a daughter called Katerina, fair and virtuous?
I have a daughter, sir, called Katerina.
You are too blunt to go to it orderly.
You wrong me, Signor Gremio. Give me leave. I am a gentleman of Verona, sir, that hearing of her beauty and her wit, her affability and bashful modesty, her wondrous qualities and mild behavior, am bold to show myself a forward guest within your house, to make mine eye the witness of that report which I so oft have heard, and for an entrance to my entertainment, I do present you with a man of mine. Cunning in music and mathematics, to instruct her fully in those sciences, whereof I know she is not ignorant. Accept of him, or else you do me wrong. His name is Litio, born in Mantua.
You're welcome, sir, and he, for your good sake. But for my daughter Catherine, this I know, she is not for your turn, the more my grief.
I see you do not mean to part with her, or else you like not of my company.
Oh, no, mistake me not. I speak but as I find. Whence are you, sir? What may I call your name?
Petruchio is my name, Antonio's son, a man well known throughout all Italy.
I know him well. You are welcome for his sake.
Saving your tale, Petruchio, I pray let us, that our poor petitioners speak too. Car, you are marvelous forward.
Well, pardon me, Signor Gremio, I would fain be doing.
I doubt it not, sir, but you will curse your wooing. This is a gift very grateful, I'm sure of it. To express the like kindness, myself, that I have been more kindly beholden to you than to any, freely give unto you this young scholar, that hath been long studying at Reims, as cunning in Greek, Latin, and other languages, and as in other music and mathematics. His name is Cambio. Pray, accept his service.
1,000 thanks, Signor Gremio, and welcome, good Cambio. But gentle sir, methinks you walk like a stranger. May I be so bold as to know the cause of your coming?
Oh, pardon me, sir. The boldness is mine own, that being a stranger in this city here, do make myself a suitor to your daughter, unto Bianca, fair and virtuous. Nor is your firm resolve unknown to me. In the preferment of the eldest sister, this liberty is all that I request, that upon knowledge of my parentage, I may have welcome amongst the rest that woo, and free access and favor as the rest. And toward the education of your daughters, I here bestow a simple instrument and this small packet of Greek and Latin books. If you accept them, then their worth is great.
Lucentio's your name. Of whence, I pray?
Of Pisa, sir, son to Vincencio.
Mighty man of Pisa, by report. I know him well. You're very welcome, sir. Here, take you the lute. You, set of books. You shall see your pupils presently. Voila, within. Sarah, lead these gentlemen to my daughters and tell them both these are their tutors. Bid them use them well. And we will go walk a little in the orchard and then to dinner. You are passing welcome, and so I pray you to think yourselves.
Senor Baptista, my business asketh haste, and every day I cannot come to woo. You knew my father well, and in him me, left solely heir to all his lands and goods, which I have bettered rather than decreased. Then tell me, if I get your daughter's love, what dowry shall I have with her to wife?
After my death, the 1/2 of my lands, and in possession 20,000 crowns.
And for that dowry, I'll assure her of her widowhood, be it that she survive me, in all my lands and leases whatsoever. Let specialties be therefore drawn between us, that covenants may be kept on either hand.
When the special thing is well obtained, that is her love, for that is all in all.
That is nothing. For I tell you, Father, I am as peremptory as she proud-minded. And where two raging fires meet together, they do consume the thing that feeds their fury. Though little fire grows great with little wind, yet extreme gusts will blow out fire and all. So I to her, and so she yields to me, for I am rough and woo not like a babe.
Well mayest thou woo, and happy be thy speed, but be thou armed for some unhappy words.
Aye, to the proof, as mountains are for winds, that shakes not, though they blow perpetually.
Oh, how now, my friend? Why dost thou look so pale?
For fear, I promise you, if I look pale.
What, will my daughter prove a good musician?
I think she'll sooner prove a soldier. Iron may hold with her, but never loose.
Why then thou canst not break her to the lute?
Why no, for she hath broken the lute to me. I did but tell her she mistook her frets and bowed her hand to teach her fingering, when, with a most impatient devilish spirit, frets call you these, quoth she, I'll fume with them. And with that, she struck me on my head, and through the instrument my knave's pate gave way. And there I stood amazed for a while, as on a pillory, looking through the lute, while she did call me rascal fiddler and twangling jack. With 20 such vile terms as that, she studied to misuse me so. Oh.
Now, by the world, it is a lusty wench. I love her 10 times more than e'er I did. Oh, how I long to have some chat with her.
Well, go with me and be not so discomfited. Proceed in practice with my younger daughter. She's apt to learn and thankful for good turns. Senor Petruchio, will you go with us, or shall I send my daughter Kate to you?
I pray you do. I'll attend her here. And woo her with some spirit when she comes. Say that she rail, or then I'll tell her plain she sings as sweetly as a nightingale. Say that she frown, I'll say she looks as clear as morning roses newly washed with dew. Say she be mute and will not speak a word, then I'll commend her volubility and say she uttereth piercing eloquence. If she do bid me pack, I'll give her thanks as though she bid me stay by her a week. If she deny to wed, I'll crave the day when I shall ask the banns, and when be married. But here she comes. And now, Petruchio, speak. Good morrow, Kate, for that's your name, I hear.
Well, have you heard, but something hard of hearing? They call me Catherine, that do talk of me.
Well, you lie, in faith, for you are called plain Kate, and bonny Kate, and sometimes Kate the Cursed. But Kate, the prettiest Kate in Christendom, Kate of Kate Hall, my super dainty Kate, for dainties are all Kates, and therefore, Kate, take this of me, Kate of my consolation. Hearing thy mildness praised in every town, thy virtues spoke of, and thy beauty sounded, yet not so deeply as to thee belongs, myself am moved to woo thee for my wife.
Moved in good time. Let him that moved you hither remove you hence. I knew at the first you were immovable.
Why, what's immovable?
A joint stool.
Thou hast hit it. Come, sit on me.
Asses are made to bear, and so are you.
Well, women are made to bear, and so are you.
No such jade as you, if me you mean.
Alas, good Kate, I will not burden thee, for knowing thee to be but young and light.
Too light for such a swain as you to catch, and yet as heavy as my weight should be.
Should buzz.
Well ta'en, and like a buzzard.
Oh, slow-winged turtle, shall a buzzard take thee?
Aye, for a turtle as he takes a buzzard.
Come, you wasp, i'faith, you are too angry.
If I be waspish, best beware my sting.
Well, my remedy is then to pluck it out.
Ah, if the fool could find it where it lies.
Who knows not where a wasp does wear his sting? In his tail.
In his tongue.
Whose tongue?
Yours, if you talk of tails. And so farewell.
What, with my tongue in your tail? Nay, come again, good Kate. I am a gentleman.
I'll try that.
I swear I'll cuff you if you strike again.
So may you lose your arms. If you strike me, you are no gentleman. And if no gentleman, why then, no arms.
A herald, Kate? Oh, put me in thy books.
What is your crest? A coxcomb?
A combless cock, so Kate will be my hen.
No cock of mine. You crow too like a craven.
Nay, come, Kate, come. You must not look so sour.
It is my fashion when I see a crab.
Why, here's no crab, and therefore look not sour.
There is. Oh, there is.
Then show it me.
Had I a glass, I would.
What? You mean my face?
Well aimed of such a young one.
Now, by St. George, I am too young for you.
Yet you are withered.
'Tis with cares.
You're not.
Nay, hear you, Kate. In sooth, you scape not so.
I chafe you if I tarry. Let me go.
No, not a whit. I find you passing gentle. 'Twas told me you were rough and coy and sullen, and now I find report a very liar. For thou art pleasant, gamesome, passing courteous, but slow in speech, yet sweet as springtime flowers. Thou canst not frown, thou canst not look askance, nor bite the lip as angry wenches will, nor hast thou pleasure to be cross in talk. But thou with mildness entertain'st thy wooers, with gentle conference, soft and affable. Why does the world report that Kate doth limp? Oh, slanderous world! Kate, like the hazel twig, is straight and slender, and as brown in hue as hazelnuts, and sweeter than the kernels. Oh, let me see thee walk. Thou dost not halt.
Oh, fool, and whom thou keep'st command.
Did ever Dian so become a grove as Kate this chamber with her princely gait? Oh, be thou Dian, and let her be Kate, and then let Kate be chaste and Dian sportful.
Where did you study all this goodly speech?
It is extempore from my mother wit.
A witty mother, witless else her son.
Am I not wise?
Yes. Keep you warm.
Marry, so I mean, sweet Catherine, in thy bed. And therefore, setting all this chat aside, thus in plain terms, your father hath consented that you shall be my wife, your dowry agreed on, and will you nill you, I will marry you. Now, Kate, I am a husband for your turn, for by this light whereby I see thy beauty that doth make me like thee well, thou must be married to no man but me. For I am born to tame you, Kate, and bring you from a wild Kate to a Kate conformable as other household Kates. Here comes your father. Never make denial. I must and will have Catherine to my wife.
Oh, Signor Petruchio, how speed you with my daughter?
How but well, sir, how but well. It were impossible I should speed amiss.
Hi. How now, daughter Catherine, in your dumps?
Call you me daughter? Now I promise you, you have showed a tender fatherly regard to wish me wed to one half lunatic, a madcap ruffian and a swearing jack that thinks with oaths to face the matter out.
Father, 'tis thus. Yourself and all the world that talked of her have talked amiss of her. If she be cursed, it is for policy, for she's not froward, but modest as the dove. She is not hot, but temperate as the morn. For patience, she will prove a second Grisel, and Roman Lucrece for her chastity. And to conclude, we have agreed so well together that upon Sunday is the wedding day.
I'll see thee hanged on Sunday first.
Hark, Petruchio, she says she will see thee hanged first.
Is this your speeding? Nay, then, good night, our part.
Be patient, gentlemen. I choose her for myself. If she and I be pleased, what's that's to you? 'Tis bargained, twixt us twain, being alone, that she shall still be cursed in company. I tell you, 'tis incredible to believe how much she loves me. Oh, the kindest Kate! She hung about my neck, and kiss on kiss she vied so fast, protesting oath on oath, that in a twink she won me to her love. Oh, you are novices! 'Tis a world to see how tame when men and women are alone. A meacock wretch can make the cursedest true. Give me thy hand, Kate. I will unto Venice to buy apparel 'gainst the wedding day. Provide the feast, father, and bid the guests. I will be sure my Catherine shall be fine.
I know not what to say, but give me your hands. God send you joy, Petruchio, 'tis a match.
Amen, say we will be witnesses.
Father and wife, and gentlemen, adieu. I will to Venice. Sunday comes apace. We will have rings and things and fine array, and kiss me, Kate. We will be married a Sunday.
Was ever match clapped up so suddenly?
Faith, gentlemen, now I play a merchant's part and venture madly on a desperate mart.
'Twas a commodity lay fretting by you. 'Twill bring you gain or perish on the seas.
The gain I seek is quiet in the match.
No doubt, but he hath got a quiet catch. But now, Baptista, to your younger daughter, and now is the day we long have looked for. I am your neighbor and was a suitor first.
And I am the one that loved Bianca more than words can witness or your thoughts can guess.
Youngling, thou canst not love so dear as I.
Greybeard, thy love doth freeze.
But thine doth fry. Skipper, stand back, 'tis age that nourisheth.
But youth in ladies' eyes that flourisheth.
Content you, gentlemen, I will compound the strife. 'Tis deeds must win the prize, and he of both that can assure my daughter greatest dower shall have my Bianca's love. Say, Signor Gremio, what can you assure her?
First, as you know, my house within the city is richly furnished with plate and gold, basins and ewers to lay her dainty hands. My hangings all of Tyrian tapestry. In ivory coffers I have stuffed my crowns, in cypress chests my arras counterpoints, costly apparel, tents, and canopies, fine linen, turkey cushions bossed with pearl, valance of Venice gold in needlework, pewter and brass, and all things that belongings to house or housekeeping. Then at my farm I have 100 milch kine to the pail, 60 fat oxen standing in my stalls, and all things answerable to this portion. Myself am struck, in years, I must confess. And if I die tomorrow, this is hers. If whilst I live, she will be only mine.
That only came well in. Sir, list to me. I am my father's heir and only son. If I may have your daughter to my wife, I'll leave her houses 3 or 4 as good within rich Pisa walls as anyone old Signor Gremio has in Padua. Besides, 2,000 ducats by the year, a fruitful land, all which shall be her jointure. What have I pinched you, Signor Gremio?
2,000 ducats by the year of land? My land amounts not to so much in all that she shall have beside an argosy that now is lying in Marcellus's road. What, have I choked you with an argosy?
Gremio, 'tis known my father hath no less than 3 great argosies, beside 2 galleasses and 12 tight galleys. These I will assure her, and twice as much as whatever thou offerest next.
Nay, I have offered all. I have no more, and she can have no more than all I have. If you like me, she shall have me and mine.
Why then, the maid is mine from all the world by your firm promise. Gremio is outvied.
I must confess your offer is the best, and let your father make her the assurance she is your own, else you must pardon me. If you should die before him, where's her dower?
But that's a cavil. He is old, I young.
And may not young men die as well as old?
Well, gentlemen, I am thus resolved. On Sunday next, you know, my daughter Catherine is to be married. Now, on the Sunday following, shall Bianca be bride to you, if you make this assurance, if not, to Signor Gremio. And so I take my leave, and thank you both.
Adieu, good neighbour. Now I fear thee not. Sirrah, yon gamester, your father were a fool to give thee all in his waning age set foot under thy table. What? A toy. An old Italian fox is not so kind, my boy.
A vengeance on your crafty withered hide. Yet I have faced it with a card of 10. 'Tis in my head to do my master good. I see no reason, but suppose Lucentio must get a father called supposed Vincencio, and that's a wonder. Fathers commonly do get their children, but in this case of wooing, a child shall get a sire if I fail not of my cunning.